Okay, maybe let me give you an overview first so you kind of know. We have tutors for every academic course on campus. If we don't have a tutor, it's because students have never requested it. So for example, let's take something that's really high use, chemistry. Chemistry is really high use. We don't even wait. I mean, we're smart enough to know that every semester students are going to need a chemistry tutor. And we also know what they're going to ask, right? So we don't wait. We hire chemistry tutors a semester in advance. So when the semester starts, we hit the road running. There are chemistry tutors, physics tutors, math. I mean, we know what's going to be there. But there are some courses that nobody ever needs a tutor for. So we don't hire in advance because it's kind of a disservice to the tutor. It's their job, right? And so we wait until there's a request. If there's a request, then we will reach out to professors on campus and ask them to refer a student who would be a good tutor. We contact that tutor and the process begins. Right? I would assume for your courses that we probably already have tutors for those courses. But if not, it doesn't mean we can't get them. It means nobody requested one. So if your student is the first one to request one, we may have to go and find one. We don't just have waiting.
But that doesn't mean they can't have a tutor. It just means we start the process.
That's right. So what they do is if they go in and get a tutor and they say there's no tutor available, then there's an email they can send to Brother Gentry, who's our director of tutoring. I need a tutor for what's your class?
Psychology 302.
Psych 302, and he'll email back and say, okay, I'll contact the teachers and let you know.
About how long does that process take?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was thinking weeks. Okay.
No. Yeah.
Okay.
We like to do it.
Well, especially if the student is struggling, it needs to turn over quickly. Yeah.
So just so you know that.
Okay.
Every class on campus, academic class, we don't tutor for skills-based courses like racquetball. And we don't do some music because a tutor, a piano tutor becomes part of lessons, right?
Right.
So we don't do things like that.
Right.
But for your courses, everybody here shouldn't be a problem at all. And I would assume that the tutors, just so that you know, we're supposed to be at 11:30. I don't want to mess with your schedules.
I think 11:10,
11:10, I believe, Greg.
11:10.
Let me double check.
Yeah.
Okay, well then I'm gonna stop talking and show you some stuff. But I'm going to say this: that a tutor for the class has to have taken that class already, has to have gotten an A or an A- in that class, has to be referred by the teacher as someone who would be a good tutor. And then we hire them and they have to take some tutor training courses so that they know how to tutor. So it's quite a process actually. Now, if it's a first time tutor, we'll take them in and we'll train them while they're tutoring so they can get started as a student.
So now
our tutors are all paid, and so it's a job for them. And this is good because if they don't show up, I mean, they get reprimanded, right? Someone can be fired. So it's not like a volunteer system, which has its place, but tutors, they're good, they're paid, they're responsible, but they're still students, and they still make mistakes.
So are you going to show us what that tutoring looks like?
Let me show you. Yeah, let me show you this. And I think because of who's here, I'm going to just shoot from the hip a little bit, and I'm just going to do it like, I'm going to do online first, and then I'll go to Pathway.
That sounds good.
Because online folks, you guys can also do the things the Pathway kids are doing. If you say, well, this is too complicated, you can try this other way. It's pretty easy. Let me show you. So I'm just going to go to our webpage, right? And okay. So there that is, right? If I just scroll to the bottom down here, and there's lots of ways you can do this, but right there it says Tutoring Center. And the students, the students know how to do this, most students. Go to Tutoring Center there, request a tutor, right? It's a big button. You click on that request a tutor, and I'm going to pull up a PowerPoint right now because You can't log in as a student. Okay. But if you click on that request tutor, which is on your page, right, then a page will show up where the student authenticates. And that's where pathway is left out, right? So your students all authenticate. And then you get to this screen. Where would you go? Probably to get a tutor, right? And let me also tell you that we have videos that they can watch, and we'll talk about videos. You're going to get a tutor, okay? And so when they click on that, their classes show up. The classes they're registered for, because students can only get tutors for classes they're registered for. Sometimes students will call and say, I'm taking chemistry next semester. Can I get a tutor this semester so I'll be ready for next semester? And they say, no, sorry. You got to be in the class, right? So their schedule shows up. So this student, this is the classes that he or she's taking. So maybe they want a tutor for math, 221. They click on that. And we have 7 centers in our shop. We have a reading center, a writing center, a math center, tutoring center, presentation, learning and practice presentation, different things. And different classes are attached to different ones. So probably since it's math, he's going to go to math study, right? And these kids are pretty smart. They can figure this out. So get math study, and a schedule comes up. These are availability times. These are all tutor times. So they look and they see what time they want to read a tutor. They click on that time, and we have, different options. Like a group session, sometimes students want to have a tutor and 4 students, or sometimes want one-on-one. So we have a group, we have one-on-one. We have a one-time meeting, or we have periodic. They can get a tutor every Wednesday at 10 for the whole semester. Whatever, the students have different needs, right? So they have those options. So they come in here, they click on, I'm just gonna click on this, and then this comes up. It'll have their tutor name, it'll have their tutor's phone number and the tutor's email. It'll tell them where they're gonna meet. You're gonna meet here. It's a group. There's 3 seats remaining. If it's an online student, let's say it's an online student, so you're gonna Skype, right?
Okay, that was my question.
So it'll be here, it'll say online student. The student puts a question here, I'm a psych student, I just really don't get it, I need help with everything. Right? Or sometimes they're a little more specific. And so they do that, and then you create an appointment. You guys stop me if you have questions.
Okay, so wait, where would they put their information for where they're meeting not on campus? Because that's the tutor's information. So is it the student's responsibility to then contact?
See, this is a PowerPoint, right?
Right.
If the student were an online student, and that's coded through the school.
Right, and when they logged in, it would automatically.
So an online student that would have here, I think it says online student.
Oh, okay, so it would already register
So then
that.
the tutor and the student would know it's an online session.
Okay. And they are able to do that via Skype or the phone?
We use Skype, and I'm sure you some of those too, but
okay.
Mostly Skype.
Okay, Greg, if you have an online-only student and yet they are here in Rexburg, can they still come to the actual center and do peer tutoring?
We prefer that.
Okay.
Because we may be old and outdated, but we still think face-to-face is the best way.
Sure. So
So
if they're in Rexburg, by all means come.
we prefer that. So they click on create an appointment, and it's created. This goes back to screen. So the appointment's created. When they click on that, what happens is the student gets an email, and the tutor gets an email. And it says you have a tutoring session, when and where. And then the day before the tutoring session, they get a reminder email. And so we try to keep them in the loop. Right? But that's that. And I mean,
So can they schedule more than one appointment in a week?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought. I had one student come back to me and say, they don't let me do it once a week.
that's because he's taking on the one-time only meeting. We have contacts, they can call for them. But they have that option. If they only want to see a tutor once, then they click on this. If they want to see a tutor 3 times every week, they click on this. And it's kind of a new system. Most students have questions. If they call us, one.
Is there like
The policy is for every class you have, you can meet the tutor 3 times a week. So if you have 5 classes, you can meet the tutor 15 times a week. And then our internal policy is if a student needs more than that, we always break the policy. We give them more.
So is there like a tutorial or a screencast or something that I could upload into my course that my students could see and walk them through?
Yes. Okay, I'm gonna go back here. This is for videos. If you go to the same thing, you select a course and you wanna watch videos. We have about 4,000 videos that tutors have made because, like I said, we know the chemistry questions, we know the questions get asked all the time. So we'll film a tutoring session and then put it online here. So for a class, what pops up here is the most frequently viewed videos for that class, that kind of thing. And the reason we went to videos is because for online pathway, that's 24/7 access. They can go in there and see the videos and watch them as many times as they want to. They can do it, no time zone, so make a difference.
Are there links we can send them to access that, or do we just need to send them to the tutoring center site?
I'm going to show you because you're
Okay, sorry.
no, you're good. And I apologize for going and stopping, but I thought I had to 11:30.
No, that's okay.
So that's what they'll see, right? And now, the other thing they can do, now this is the tutoring site that you went to, right? And over here you can see we have math, study skills, writing, reading, tutoring, whatever. Okay. So I showed you how to do a tutor. Pathway, you won't need to worry about tutoring because you're doing math or English or 120. That's all you're doing. So let me show you what you can do with math and writing. And statistics can fit into math.
Right. And
You're
writing.
doing statistics.
Writing too.
Okay, so let's say that I go into the, what do you want to do, math or writing?
Math.
Okay, let's go to math. This is pathway. These students can get to this site, right? So they get to the site and they go to math. Ah, there's the math center. Visit the math center, request a tutor, whatever. Right there, ask a question. I think you're going to get checking up on.
You put that in the
Whatever.
name.
See, just like a student, only they would say it doesn't work. Let's chat. Now, I don't know if they're going to be there or not, so we'll see what you're going to do. But pathway student does this, or a regular student does this, right? And what happens is we'll have a person there, they'll chat back, and maybe the math students will just have a question that they can answer on this chat here. If not, then the tutor will say, see, math study center Skype. The tutor will say, let's Skype. And then they'll tell them, you know, their Skype username, where we go to, that kind of thing. So if we can answer it here, we just will. If we can't, let's Skype. And then we have the ability to Skype, right? And this is for math. Did they answer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. 19 seconds. Took them 19 seconds. That's kind of slow. If I'm a student, I might say it's not working after 8 seconds. Took them 19 seconons.
Switch
Okay.
back to my email.
Yeah. Okay, so what do they say? Hi, Brother Hazard. How can I help you? I don't know. We'll see what happens when we go back, but
It's not upside down.
yeah. Right. So you know that's math. So your pathway students can get a math tutor. It's not an issue. They just have to know how. And it's pretty quick.
Yeah.
That's great. You know, another thing. So I'm going to go back
Can I
here.
ask you about the writing center really quick?
Yeah,
Or
sure.
will this take you too far off topic?
No, let's go back to that.
Okay.
Can I ask
So-
a quick follow-up on that?
Oh, yeah. No, go ahead.
Are there limits to this?
No limits.
Okay.
No limits. So this is the writing center. I just clicked on the writing center, right?
Okay.
Here. And make an appointment, drop-in center, help for students, video handouts, frequent questions, online, help for online students. But
Okay.
go ahead and ask your question.
Well, how often can they use the writing center? Because I was told last semester that they could have one paper read during the semester.
That's a lie. Sorry, am I on camera? That's not true.
Okay. Well, and so I kind of like hedge your bets, only do your final paper, you know, but if they could have more
Unlimited visits. Normally on campus, the way it works is they have 20-minute sessions. So they can come in for
Okay.
20 minutes, and
which is
then
understandable.
they leave, they can come back and do the same people for 20 more minutes if they want to. But after 20 minutes, they get tired.
You need some turnover.
Yeah, so they can come back, but as often as they want.
Okay, so they could have more writing
Because the
projects.
writing center is a drop-in. So as often as they want.
Okay,
Is that the same for pathways?
Same for pathway.
Because I know we had, I mean, this is an isolated incident where a student in New York who was an English as a second language student called the writing center. She called twice in a week, and on the third time they said, we can't distribute you 3 time limit. When we tried for clarification, they told us that they can have 3 sessions a week of 30 minutes apiece, and that was the limit.
There's no limit. But the problem with this student is we do not have ESL tutors.
Yeah.
We're not going to tutor English. And this student may have wanted an English tutor, not a writing tutor. Right?
Yeah.
If they're language students, and this is something that we need to talk about, if they're language students and they want help with English,
that's not what this.
that's different than writing, very different. And so we have to be careful that our students know what they're asking for, right? Because if you go to the English 106, that sounds like English. That's writing. It's different.
Right.
Anyway, so for writing, same thing. Click here, help for online students. There's a little chat box. Same deal. Let's see what happens. I don't know. Start chat. Same thing will happen. And you know, if they have a question about, do I need a comment here, they can just answer on the chat. But if they say I have a paper, can you look at it? Yeah, let's type.
Okay.
Let's type.
So no, but this is a drop-in, so they don't necessarily set up appointments like they would with a tutor.
That's right.
So this
The
one's a
psych,
little
the psych tutor, you would set up an appointment. But writing's a drop-in.
okay. So this is a little bit more prone to what the hours are.
Okay, we're about at 10 after. Do you want to see something else?
Yeah.
So does that help for the pathway, the math, the writing, how you get there?
You said that maybe you could show us how we could access those videos or help
Okay.
our students.
So let me
access
go,
those.
I'm gonna go to the tutoring center, right? Actually, I'm gonna go back to the main page, academic support. Okay, it's that main page. Right here, it says interactive videos and quizzes. So if I click on the interactive video and quizzes, we have some writing videos, some study skills videos. Let's go to the tutoring center videos. It's broken out into science, languages, whatever. These videos are based on the classes that are taught on campus. So it's the questions that students are actually asking. They're not like, you know, we do have some Khan Academy videos, but the ones that are homegrown. So let's go to like Chem, I don't know, let's go into Chem 10, whatever. First chemistry class. Not what these words, you know. Here's some videos, energy flow, heat capacity. These videos are they're short, 5 to 10 minutes long. And we're over time. Can I show you something just for fun? Okay, I'm going to show you this just for fun. Let's take a look at that for a second. Just so that you know that most students are pretty aware of this. Last year, about 140,000 students visited the tutoring center. This is on campus, right? For 142 hours, tutors paid about $10 an hour. That's a lot of money. So we're invested in it. 12,800, almost 13,000 different unique students for an average of about 12 hours. So it's being used, right? It's not just for a few students. More than half the students on campus are using tutors. And most of them, if they want to get a tutor, they ask their roommate, how do you get one? Because their roommate's using it. Okay? Online, Skype or chat, like these things I looked at, the chat and then Skype if they want to. 9,000 visits online, 4,000 hours, about 4,500 different students are doing that. So at least 4,500 online students know how to do it. Maybe your one student doesn't. They will now, right? Videos, 240,000 views on those videos, 29,000 hours, and the average time is 724. This is important because this tells us they're watching the whole video. They're not just like starting and saying, psh, and getting out. But 29,000 hours when the videos are 7 minutes long is a lot of video watching. And I think the online students and pathway students, they like the videos because they can access them anytime. They can rewatch and rewatch and rewatch them. What a lot of students do, if they watch it 10 times and still don't get it, then they chat in to get a tutor. Right? So we're kind of trying to create a triage so that we can help them at the level they need help with, if that makes any sense. You know, and that's the same with pathway students or online students. So, are there other questions that I can answer for you?
Oh, where would we find like the tutorials or the things to embed into our class to show them how to go about this process? Is that on your site? Or would that be in our training sites or?
You're gonna love this answer.
Oh, I am.
We're in the middle right now, switching over. Have they talked to you all about EPS or iPlan?
They talked about it a little bit, yeah.
We're in the middle of switching over to that.
Okay.
And on that new system, which goes live in fall, tutorials will just be on there when we go on, like the main page.
Oh, on that. So cool.
Right now, if you email me, there's some contact information,
Okay.
then I'll have Josh Davenport, who's on type back, he'll send you videos or how to find those videos.
Thank you. That's perfect. Thank you so much.
So I know, you know, we just really want to help. We do have stuff, but again, if you have it, it's not being used because people don't know about it. That hurts. If it's not being used because they don't need it, that's okay. I mean, we don't care. But if they don't know about it, then that's an issue. So, it's like, you know, I tell my students all the time, I don't care if you use a tutor or if you don't. You know, more than half the students on campus are, so if you don't, you put yourself at a disadvantage. But that's your choice. What I care about is, do you know you can if you want to, and how to do it.